This is Class 10 CBSE History Nationalism in India Part 2. The First World War, Khilafat and non-cooperation movements. In the years after 1919, we see the national movement spreading to new areas, incorporating new social groups and developing new modes of struggle. So, after 1919, the Indian national movement spread new areas, means throughout India, and incorporating new social groups, means different social groups are integrated together and developing new modes of struggle. New modes means here specifically mentioned that non-violence movement, that is Satyagraha. How do we understand these developments? What implications did they have? For these questions, we'll see the answer here. First of all, the war. Here war means First World War. It's happened between 1914 to 1918. Created a new economic and political situation. That is, economic and political crisis, it's happened. It led to a huge increase in defense expenditure because they are involved, especially we are under the control of British, that is, we are colonized by the British. So, the British involved in that First World War, so obviously that increase of the defense expenditure, which was financed by war loans and increasing taxes. They increase the taxes because they want to pay that loans, war loans. How they increase the taxes means through the custom duties were raised. So first one is custom duties were raised and income tax introduced. Here they introduced the income tax. This is second one. So custom duties were raised and income tax introduced. Through the war years, prices increased. So through these war years, the prices of products were increased, doubling, that is double that prices between 1913 and 1918, leading to extreme hardship for the common people because the basic product prices were increased. That also doubled that one prices between 1913 and 1918. So the common people, it's very difficult to afford that basic products. So it lead extreme hardship for the common people. Villages were called upon as supply soldiers, and the forced recruitment in rural areas caused widespread anger. Forced recruitment means here they given that meaning, a process by which the colonial state forced the people to join the army. So the colonized, that is the Britishers, forced that Indian rural peoples to join in the army. So it's caused the anger among the villagers. Then in 1918 and 19 and 1920 to 21, the crops, agricultural crops, failed in many parts of India. So resulting acute shortages of food. So severe shortages of food. This was accompanied by an influenza epidemic, that is spreadable disease, which resulted that high mortality, that is high death rate. Many peoples were died because of the influenza epidemic. According to the census 1921, 12 to 13 million people perished as a result of famines and the epidemic. So 12 to 13 million people perished. They died they destroyed as a result of famine. Famine means here severe shortage of food, and then because of epidemic diseases. People hoped that their hardships, that means their difficulties, their problems, would end after the First World War was over, but that did not happen. At this stage, a new leader means Mahatma Gandhi, appeared and suggested a new mode of struggle. New mode of struggle is, they mentioned here, Satyagraha, that is non-violence. The idea of Satyagraha. Mahatma Gandhi returned to India in January 1915. As you know, he had come from South Africa, where he had successfully fought against the racist regime. Racist regime means the race based on the group, that is blacks and whites. Against this, Mahatma Gandhi fought. He taken the new mode of struggle, that is Satyagraha. Here they given one picture here regarding this Satyagraha movement, which is did in South Africa. Indian workers in South Africa marched through Worksrust, a place, on 6th November 1930. Mahatma Gandhi was leading the workers from Newcastle to Transvaal, a place. When the marchers, that is protesters, were stopped and Gandhiji arrested, thousands of more workers joined the Satyagraha against the racist laws that denied rights to non-whites. Non-whites means here blacks and browns. Indians are considered as browns. In South Africa, Gandhiji successfully agitated against the racist regime with a novel method, that is new method of mass agitation, that is through the Satyagraha, which he called Satyagraha. The idea Satyagraha emphasized the power of truth and the need to search of truth. He suggested that if the cause was true, if the struggle was against injustice, physical force was not necessary to fight the oppressor. So, no need to use the physical force, no need to fight with the arms or protest against the oppressor. So, against the opposite person, those who are oppress the people, so no need to show the physical force. If the cause was true, and also if your struggle was against injustice, so no need of physical force. Without seeking vengeance. Without seeking vengeance means harming somebody or taking revenge or being aggressive. That means no need to show our anger without showing any physical violence. No need to do that. A Satyagrahi could win the battle through non-violence. So, if the cause was true, the struggle was against injustice, no need of physical force, and without seeking vengeance, that means without seeking any harmness against somebody or taking any revenge or being aggressive, a Satyagrahi who is following the Satyagraha could win the battle through non-violence, that means without using any arms. This could be done by appealing to the conscience, that means inner sense of what is right or wrong is one's conduct or motives, conscience of the oppressor. People, including the oppressors, had to be persuaded to see the truth. instead of being forced to accept truth through the use of non-violence. So if we do like this, if they are persuaded to see the truth, so automatically without using any force, the oppressed also accept the truth. So here no need to force somebody to accept the truth through the use of violence. By this struggle, truth was bound to ultimately triumph. So by this way of non-violence or satyagraha struggle, truth was bound in that to ultimately triumph, ultimately victory or win. Mahatma Gandhi believed that this dharma of non-violence could unite all Indians. Here in this book they given the definition of the satyagraha of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi on satyagraha. It is said of passive resistance that it is the weapon of the weak. So some persons are said it is a passive resistance, it is a weak thing, like that. But the power which is the subject of this article can be used only by the strong. Actually, really, this subject, that is this satyagraha, is an important thing, can use by those who are very strong. This power is not passive resistance. So Mahatma Gandhi giving the clear explanation, this satyagraha, this non-violence method of protest, it's not a passive resistance. Indeed, it calls for intense activity. Intense activity means it's very strong and serious activity. The movement in South Africa was not passive but active. Satyagraha is not physical force. It's not using any physical force or any physical weapons or arms against that oppressor. Yes, satyagrahi, that means those who are following the satyagraha, that person is known as satyagrahi, does not inflict pain. That means that person is not giving any pain to others on the advisory. Advisory means those who are opponent person, those who are enemy person. The satyagrahi does not inflict, does not give any pain to that enemy or opponent person. He does not seek his destruction. That satyagrahi does not seek any action to destroy that particular person, that particular enemy or opponent. In the use of satyagraha, there is no ill will whatever. Satyagraha is pure soul force. Truth is the very substance of the soul. So, truth is the main important material of the soul. That is why this force is called satyagraha. So, purely it's regarding that soul force, soul strong. The soul is informed with knowledge. In it burns the flame of love. Non-violence is the supreme dharma. It is certain that India cannot rebel Britain or Europe in force of arms. Yes, it's true. So India, it cannot, through the arms, we cannot win the Britain or Europe in the force of arms. The British worship the war god, and they can all of them become, as they are becoming, bearers of arms. The hundreds of millions of Indians can never carry arms, but they have made the religion of non-violence their own. So it's not a thing to face the Britain through the arms, because the British persons are worship war god. They are all speak through the arms only. So hundreds of millions of Indian can never carry any type of arms. They followed the non-violence because they adapted, they have made the religion of non-violence their own. After arriving in India, that is 1915 from South Africa, Mahatma Gandhi successfully organized Satyagraha movements in various places in India. In 1917, he travelled to Champaran in Bihar. Champaran is a place in Bihar, to inspire the peasants, that is small peasants, small farmers, to struggle against the oppressive plantation system. So he conducted their satyagraha in the support of peasants, those who are as work in a plantation system. Then in 1917, after that, he organized a satyagraha to support the peasants of Kedah district in Gujarat. So another satyagraha also he conducted in the same year, that is in Kedah district of Gujarat. He supported the peasants affected by crop failure. These peasants were affected by the crop failure and a plague epidemic. So epidemic disease, plague epidemic means infectious disease which is spread throughout that Kedah district. The peasants of Kedah could not pay the revenue. So because of crop failure, so the Kedah peasants could not pay the revenue to the British government and were demanded that revenue collection be relaxed in that year. But they refused. So Gandhiji supported the peasants and then he conducted that Satyagraha movement. In 1918, Mahatma Gandhi went to Ahmedabad in Gujarat to organize a Satyagraha movement among cotton mill workers, because mill workers suffered their lot because of more time of working time as well as that less wages. Against this, Mahatma Gandhi did the Satyagraha movement in support of the cotton mill workers of Ahmedabad. The Rowlatt Act. This topic we will learn in that next video. Until then, thank you.